Hello, hello, hello. Oh, we're about to start. Hi, hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to our daily Limbus Company Mirror Dungeon and ID study. My name is G4, and I stream every day at the same time, where we take one thematic team into the Mirror Dungeon, we study their kit, we play 5 floors of the dungeon, and see what they can do. Today is the beginning of the week of Lord Lu and the Heishoulings. Hello, Acidic Trauma. Hello, old meme. Don't mind the uptight story. I'm just trying to get the cool loading screen. So, like I said, today we're going to be looking at Lord of Hongyuan, Honglu, and the Mao branch of the Heishous. So, this is a very complex ID, very powerful. So we are going to be taking our sweet time looking at what it can do and all of its little details. And without further ado, let us begin. This time we're going to begin with the Lord of Hongyuan itself. Usually I start with a reverse, like power level. I see the weakest ID to the strongest. Today we're going to do the inverse. We're going to look at Honglu first, and then we're going to look at the rest of the team. Because for the following days, our daily Limbus Mirror Dungeon will be Lord of Hongyuan and the rest of the Heishou. So we're going to be looking at each pack separately, with Lord Lu leading the packs as always. In any case, let us begin. So, our glorious, most venerated, ancient, golden dragon god, tier level cultivator Hong Lu is weak to blunt and strong against Slash. Hold on, let me write that down. He possesses 192 HP, which is quite low, 4 to 8 speed and 58 defense level, which makes him take extra damage, which doesn't go well with how much the low HP, but that will not be a problem because he has a nice little mechanic where he doesn't die. Let's take a look at his passive. He has quite a lot of those, so let's go very slowly. Starting with the basic one, which is active all the time, requires no activation, no sins. When the Heishou Lord, when other ally units substitute in or return to the battlefield, they heal 10 SP. Then, at combat start, command them to use skill 1 as an unopposed attack against a random enemy. If the said ally is a Heishou pack or a Gia family unit, activate the following instead. Heal 20 SP, then at combat start, command them to use their base skill 3 as an unopposed attack against a random enemy 2 times per encounter per identity. Encounter start, he gains 1 leash holder of all Heishou for every Heishou pack identity in the team, including backup unit. Now, what is the leash holder of all Heishou? It's a max stack 11, and he gains the following effects based on the stack. For every 1 stack, he gains 1 max speed and deals 1% more damage per skills. For every 2 stacks, he gains 1 minimum speed and max of 2, and a defense level up, max of 5. For every 3 stacks, he gains 1 offense level, max of 3, and at 5+ stack, he gains 1 damage up and apply 1 offense level up to all Heishou pack identities. So, while the benefits from these cap at 5, having more stacks means he's gonna get more powerful. In short, let's take a look. There is 11 stacks we can get, so that's 11 Heishou identities. We currently only possess, let me see here. Well, there are 12 sinners, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We are missing 2 Heishou identities. So those are probably coming in the Nocturnal Sweeping Bokgak, I am fairly sure. Also, hello Kili, how are you doing? So we do not have the full Heishous yet for maximizing that particular passive. When a Heishou unit is killed in an encounter, he heals 20 SP and gains 1 life from death. Activates when this unit has retreated. Life from death. It's max stack 5. Turn start. Activate the following. Gain 1 offense level up for every 1 stack, gain 1 damage up for every 2 stack, and gain 1 attack power at 3 stack. Alright, so Lord of Hongyuan becomes stronger when we lose a Heishou unit in an encounter. Even if the unit has retreated. even when he has retreated. Okay, so even if he's not on battle and he decided to retreat for whatever reason, I don't think he can self-retreat, but with the passive from Jia Ishmael, Shishun Ishmael, he can retreat, but he literally just heals his sanity and gains more damage. We can max this out at 3 ally death. This is suboptimal, of course, we don't want our allies to die, but if it does happen, we do gain bonuses out of it. Finally, he deals 5% more damage for everyone Heishou Bolo's Contamination, a max of 55%. Heishou Bolo's Contamination has a max stack of 11, and powers the Lord of Hongyuan Honglu based on which Heishou activated a combo with. The Heishou Bolo's Contamination effects can stack with each other. From the Mao Adept Faust, he takes less damage from skills. From Ryoshu, he takes, if this unit speed is higher than the target, he deals 5% more damage. From Otis, he inflicts more rupture count on hit with unopposed attacks once per turn. From Rodion, he inflicts more rupture on a critical hit. From Gregor, he gains +1 poise count when dealing rupture damage once per turn. Now, this is missing the rest of the Heishous, so we don't know what the other ones do yet. And there are the horse one, there's Dawn, there's the Cox as well. So we don't know yet. I think they forgot to put it here. Or maybe these are the only ones that actually activate something. So, big passive, very interesting. So let's review real quick to make sure we are understanding this. He can force allies that have come back from combat to use a skill 1 as an unopposed attack against a random enemy. But if the ally is a Heishou or Jia family unit, he can force them to use the skill tree as an unopposed attack against a random enemy 2 times per encounter per identity. Unfortunately, we will not be able to use this passive, for we are not going to be running with backup unit. We are only running the Mao units, and so there is no need for to have backup unit. But this is incredibly powerful if you're running the full Heishou pack team, which, by the way, I will once we do another Mirror Dungeon 15 on our secret boss hunt. We are literally using the Heishou link instead of the Kurokumo this time, because it makes for a more interesting experience instead of watching me play my favorite team again. Moving on, Leash Holder of all Heishous is just a buff for having the Heishou IDs, which is a pretty good buff. Max speed, min speed, more damage, defense level up, he has low defense level up, and damage up and offense level up for everyone, so pretty good. Now let's see his active passive, which requires 5 gluttony, which should be no problem. Combat start. If this unit did not equip a defense skill and is about to take an unopposed attack, apply 1 Lord's Guard, the highest resonance divided by 3 random Heishou pack allies with the least assist defense stacks. Once per identity, exclude enemies with skill that gain assist defense. What is Lord's Guard? Unique assist defense. When the Lord of Hongyuan Lu is about to take an unopposed attack from an enemy, consume 1 stack to redirect the enemy's targeting to self. Then copy and use the Lord of Hongyuan's Lu Lord's Guard skill. When there are multiple allies with assist defense stacks, the ally with the highest stack has the highest activation priority. This effect counts as assist defense and is considered toward calculating assist defense stacks. Expire at turn end. In other words, if we are at a resonance higher than 3, probably gluttony because this is a rupture team, we can force our Heishou pack allies to assist defend for Honglu. We literally can let Honglu attack unopposed. Now, this is nice, this is good, but Honglu is quite strong himself, he can clash. But, again, it's very nice. So, keep that in mind, we can literally force our Heishou allies to do assist defense by copying the Lord's Guard skill, which we're going to be looking at it now. There you go, Lord's Guard. The skill counts as assist defense only for the unit that uses the skill and does not trigger the effects of other characters with conditionals that check for assist defense activation. If the target has 3 types of negative effects, clash power +1, it's an unbreakable guard with a 10 row, 60 defense level as well. It is a very nice little thing. You can literally just have your underlings defend for you, and it's very nice. Moving on. In this encounter, when this unit takes damage that brings their HP to down, nullify that damage, then this unit's HP cannot drop below 1 for the turn and gains 1 Tarnished Blood, once per encounter. Tarnished Blood, max stacks of 5. Turn end, take 20% damage HP damage per stack, cannot be staggered by this effect. Gain 1 stack at turn end, expires upon death or retreat. In other words, the new ID looks very strong. I don't know how strong the Ryoshu Pinky ID is because it hasn't been released yet. We don't know anything about how Ryoshu's capstone is going to be. In any case, Tarnished Blood, essentially this means that Honglu, when he dies, he doesn't, because he's just still different. But he gains a stack that is going to drain his HP by 20% per stack. In other words, he has 5 turns before he dies. This unit's skills deal 3% more damage for every Tarnished Blood on self. When activating the Eagle skill Tears of the Survival, the Tarnished Blood, the end, nullify the death effect in its attack end effects. Instead, heal 60% HP starting next turn, gain 1 damage up at every turn start, once per encounter. In other words, he has a unique interaction with the Battle Pass skill from his season, meaning that skill kills Honglu at the end, but this one just says, no, I'm not gonna die. Steve X, welcome to the stream. How easy to get Valentina at MD 15? We shall see that when we shall see that. Valentina wasn't that hard when I fought her in the story, and as long as you know your Ego Alchemy and a little bit of retargeting and, you know, offsetting defenses, you should be fine. In other words here, Honglu has a lot of ways to gain extra power. I'm not going to be counting every single instance of how much power he can gain, how much damage up, but it's incredibly powerful. When he dies, he doesn't. He can force allies from the Heishou to block for him. He has a unique interaction with the Ego, Tears of the Tarnished Blood. He can force allies that are on backup to attack with a skill tree as an unopposed attack, twice per identity. We aren't going to use that, unfortunately, and he gains a buff for having Heishous just on the backup. Very good. Now let's take a look at his skills, shall we? That was much shorter than I anticipated to be. I expected him to have more things. I wish to open the path, a 444. It is a 12 roller at a 61 offense level. Already above average here with our skill 1. Combat start. He applies 1 defense power up to 1, plus highest resonance divided by 3 other allies. Once per turn, max 3. Prioritize target with assist defense, includes unique assist defenses. So, if we take in consideration the fact that we have this thing here that gives Lord Guard, which is a unique assist defense, and this effect which activates on combat start, not on use, not on hit, combat start, we can increase the defense of our allies by simply activating a resonance. Higher than 3, preferably. Unfortunately, this is a gloom skill. If it was a gluttony skill, it would have been fantastic, but we make do. At 6 rupture on target plus poison self, he gains coin power. And if target has 3 types of negative effects, he gains extra clash power. So this attack goes from a 12 to a 14. I'm gonna go for now. I have other stuff I'd rather do at the moment, not emotionally stable. I'm gonna be back later. Alright, that's the trauma. Go ahead. It gains poison, it gains rupture, it inflicts rupture. Very nice skill. Mostly used to power up the defense of our allies. Skill 2, Tarnished Blood's Absolute Cleave of Ambition. The 3, making this a 15 roller. 15 roller? 15 roller, yes. Combat start. Apply 1 gluttony damage up to all other allies that have gluttony skills equipped this turn. On use, coin power plus 1 for every 6 rupture on target plus poison self, max of 2. Gain 3 poise. Now, coin power plus 1 up to a maximum of 2 by just having poison self or rupture on target is crazy, because it makes this attack go from a 15 roller to a 19 roller, if my calculations are correct, and then to a 23 roller. Let's make sure that my calculations are correct here. So, hold on, where's my calculator? Right, here we go. It's 3. That means it's a 15 roller. If we add 4 power to it, from a 15 it becomes a 19, and if we add another 4 to it, it becomes a 23 roller. So that's correct. This attack can rose up to a 23 by just having 12 rupture on target, or 12 poison self, or a mix of both. Incredibly powerful. In your opinion, is Hongyuan's ring finger ID as good as Lord ID support for the same ID group? I'm not sure I know. Both of them are very distinct in the way they add support. Lord Lu is better in a full team, while Ring Honglu is better as a duo with a specific ID. Lord Honglu, the more IDs of that same group you have, the stronger he becomes, and the more buffs he applies because of Gluttony Resonant. Welcome, Don Scanelli. How are you doing? Gains unused, gains 3 poise, inflicts rupture, gain poise. It's an unbreakable, and the final unbreakable deals 50% more damage and 50% more damage on a critical hit. So it does double damage on the final hit if we crit. Interesting, very nice. And of course, the star of the show, the one coin wonder skill tree. A 10+12 unbreakable with a 63 offense level that does not trigger defense skills. So we do not trigger a counter on us. So, it is a 22 roller. It gains coin power for every 4 rupture on target plus poison self, max of 3, making this a 25 roller with the conditional met. For the conditional to met, we need 12 rupture on target, 12 poison self, or a mix of both. Gains 5 poise and 3 poise count on use. Attack end among ally Heishou pack units that can act. Choose one unit with the least Unrelenting Storm stack and apply Unrelenting Storm, then bestow Exalted Command once per turn. What is Unrelenting Storm? Number of times this unit activated combo with the Lord of Hongyuan Honglu max stack 2. Turn start, gain 1 offense level up and 1 defense level up for every stack. So when we use this skill after the attack ends, we are selecting one of our units at random, I think, and giving them this buff, and then they are gonna combo together. Exalted Command. If Unit A, that is the Lord, applies this effect to Unit B, which is one of the Heishous, Unit B follows up with an unopposed attack with its base skill tree against the same enemy unit that the Lord attacked with its skill. Activates at Unit A, Lord attack end, does not activate as empowered skills. The skill used as an assist attack does not affect Units B upcoming skill list, does not activate if the affected ally skill tree is not unlocked. I do think it's trigger clashable counters and guards, because those are clashable. We're talking about defense skills that aren't clashable, like a block, an evade, or a normal counter. In any case, after Exalted Command is complete, the Lord will activate I Carve the Path of a Lord. If the Exalted Command did not activate, or if the combo identity is staggered or defeated before the command is complete, use Lonesome Stand Sacrifice to claim the garden instead. In other words, simplifying, we use the skill tree, it selects the unit at random with the least amount of Unrelenting Storm. It gives them the buff of Unrelenting Storm and orders them to use the skill tree, unopposed against the same target. If the target died, it goes to a random target. I have done this before. If, for whatever reason, we do not have an ally to give Exalted Command, or our ally is staggered and cannot attack, am I streaming on Twitch? Yes, I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube. In any case, if the ally is staggered or dead or cannot use his skill tree for whatever reason, he instead uses a different skill. On hit, it inflicts offense level down for every 2 types of negative effect on target, and it inflicts 1 defense level down for every type of depth right on target. So, on hit, this skill lowers the enemy clash power and lowers their defense, giving us extra damage, which is incredibly nice. It's always nice to have a little bit of defense level down, right? Because it, it deals more damage. Now, I Carve the Path of a Lord. It's a 6/4/4, making this a 14 roller with a 63 attack weight. On use, if this unit activates a combo with a Heishou Pack Adept Identity, it gains a base power of +1 and a coin power of +1, becoming a 27 roller. Deals 1% damage for every 1% missing HP percentage on target and missing HP percentage on self, max on 50%. More damage equal to the less health the enemy have and the less damage I have. Less health I have, sorry. On use, coin power +1 for every 6 rupture on target and poise on self, max of 3, making the skill even more powerful. With a Heishou Pack Adept Identity, we already rolling at 27, and this can go up to a 33, yeah. Deals 10% more damage for every true type of negative effects on target, max of 30%. Deals 10% more damage for every bolus contamination on self. At attack end, he gains bolus contamination depending on which Heishou identity activated exalted command. The first hit inflicts rupture count, the second hit deals more damage on a critical hit, it inflicts a slash resist down, which is incredibly rare. Next turn, for true ally Heishou pack identities with the least SP, he heals 10 SP and apply 1 attack power up next turn. So, like I said, he is fucking insane in a team. While Ring Honglu is incredibly powerful by itself or with Albina helping him, Lord of Hongyuan buffs an entire team worth of characters. He just does that. He heals SP, he applies attack power up, he can force them to attack unopposed and block unopposed attacks for him. He applies damage up to everyone. He is incredibly powerful in the team, but he can handle things by himself as well. I would say he can't handle things by himself as well as Ring Honglu. While he has an anti-death mechanic, Ring Honglu has an anti-stagger and a massive AoE on a timer. In any case, and again, the Ring Honglu just gets stronger as the fight goes on because of charge. Finally, we have the final skill, Lonesome Stand, sacrifice to claim the garden. It is a 6/4/4/4, making this a 18 roller, deals 10% more damage for every life on death and self, and life from death is when a Heishou unit dies. Deals 1% more damage for every 1% missing HP on self and on enemy, max of 50%. If the 3 Heishou units have died and he gets left from death, he gains 1 attack weight, making this quite good. Coin power for every 6 rupture or poison self, rupture on target, poison self. He becomes stronger, yes. You didn't know that Ring Honglu becomes stronger the longer a fight goes on? Deals 10% more damage for every true type of negative effects on self, and deals more damage for Heishou bolus contamination. Deals 10% damage for every type of negative effect on target, inflicts rupture, slash resist down, and gains true attack power up next turn. So if he's fighting by himself, he buffs himself with his skill tree, which is incredibly nice. Finally, we have his clashable guard, a unbreakable clashable counter. At combat start, he applies 1 slash power up to highest resonance Heishou pack identity allies once per turn. Combat start, if there are backup units, select 1 ally Heishou with the least HP percentage. Upon using the skill, apply Your Will Guides My Blade. The selected ally, command Battlefield Retreat and heal 10% of their HP upon retreating once per turn. Your Will Guides My Blade. If the Lord applies this effect to a Heishou, Heishou follows up with an unopposed attack with its skill 1 against the same enemy unit. The Lord attack with its skill activates at the Lord's skill attack end. Alright, so this is essentially a weaker version of a skill tree. Yeah. Hold on, release HP percent. Alright, this is a weaker... Sorry about the dogs. This is the weaker version of a skill tree. Essentially, after we hit the target with our clashable counter, that ally will use its skill 1 as a unopposed attack against the same target. But this only works if you have backup units, which unfortunately is not going to be the case for us, but that doesn't matter. We still get a slash power up to highest resonance allies. The Heishou pack identity who retreated due to this effect will be placed earlier in the return line than other non-Heishou identities. Combat start, if there are no backup units, apply 2 attack power up to 1 ally Heishou with the least HP percentage, once per turn. So if we don't have a backup unit, we don't get the free attack, but we do get to apply 2 attack power up on top of the slash power up. So this is a team that benefits greatly from Gluttony Resident, as we might as well have expected. That concludes our book on Lord Hongyuan, Lord Honglu. Let's review real quick. He gains damage up if his Heishou dies. He gains a damage up if he combos with the Heishous. He gains a damage up if he has Heishous. He forces the Heishous to do assist defense for him on resonance above higher than 3. He doesn't die when he's supposed to die, but he's on a timer of 5 turns. And he doesn't die from the effects of his special, the Season Eagle for Lord of Hongyuan. Skill 1 applies defense power up to allies with assist defense, including the forced assist defense that we can use. Skill 2 applies damage up for gluttony to all other allies with gluttony skills equipped, which means every single Heishou, basically. And the skill 3 is, we know, the MMA tag team combo, where he just deals a shit ton of damage for free. And finally, his defense skill is a weaker version of that if you have backup unit. If not, you just gig above a single unit, and pretty much everyone else if you're doing a resonant. That concludes Lord of Hongyuan. We're probably gonna go back to him and check him out on the following days, but we already spent like half an hour just talking about him because he is a complicated ID. There's a lot of moving parts here, but what we take away is use Gluttony Resonance as much as you can. At Gluttony Resonance higher than 3, you can force a defense, so he can attack one-sided. And if allies die, it's not a problem. He gets stronger from it, but of course we want to avoid that. If we have backup units, we can force them to do attacks by taking one of our weak units out of the battlefield. Anyway, he is obscenely powerful. Does he die if you activate the Eagle a second time? Yes. It is, I believe, a single use. Once per encounter. So yes, if you use it again, he will die. He can only do that once. Let's move on to another complex ID. That is not that complex. It is Moused. Overpowered Rupture Applier. Great damage dealer. And the cause of some controversy. Let's begin. She has 267 HP, which is incredibly high. She has 4-7 speed, 6-3 defense level, making her quite tanky. She is fatal against blunt, but resistant against slash. She possesses sloth, pride, gluttony, 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 and gluttony. Skill 1. Oh, well, sorry, the passive. When Deathrite Fissure stacks drop to 0 and expire, gain Mark of Decay. Now, what is a Deathrite Fissure? Well, Deathrite Fissure. Base stack of 3. When getting Rupture triggered while this unit has Deathrite, lose 1 stack and gain 1 bind the next turn. When this effect activates, if this unit is to gain 3 or more bind next turn, lose 2 stacks instead of gaining bind. At 0 stack, take gluttony damage equal to Rupture potency on self. Interesting. Mark of Decay. Take 10% more damage from gluttony skills and take 10% damage from Deathrite removed at turn end. So, a nice little extra damage here. Deathrite Fissure is very interesting because it's like a ticking bomb on the enemy that gives them bind. It's very interesting. It's nice. Anyway, Heishou Mutation Mao, Mao Branch Adept. 5 owned Gluttony, incredibly easy. If this unit's speed is faster than the target, she deals more damage for every speed difference for a max of 10%. Now, back in Library of Ruin, this was Neo's prowess, I believe. It was a very good combo for Red Mist. We call it the Myongist. Anyway, she gains 1 Tianju Star's Blade every time an ally triggers a Deathrite effect, 5 times per turn. If this unit triggered a Deathrite effect, gains 1 additional Tianju Star Blade. When activating the Assist Defense effect, gains 5 Tianju Star Blade. Now, what is Tianju Star Blade? Well, it has a max stack of 20. At 10 plus stack, at turn end, she gains 1 haste, and it's used for certain skills. It's sort of like a charge. Support. We don't have support for her, so we're not going to be putting on her support. What we take away from this, use Assist Defense, deal Deathrite, and if an ally does Deathrite, she also gains a blade, and if she's faster, she deals more damage. Hello, Moises and Hickey. I believe you were Brazilian by your name, if I am not mistaken. So am I. A Limbus company player that reads. That's the entire thing that I do here. Every day I stream at the same time, and we deep dive into the IDs and try to use them on a Mirror Dungeon hard 5 floors. These units are incredibly powerful, so it's going to be most of the time we're spending here just talking about the ID. In any case, let's check her skills. Skill 1, 344, 11 base roll. If this unit speed is faster than the target by 3 or more, she gains +1 coin power, making this a 13 roller. If the target has 4 plus rupture, that's another coin power, going to 15 roll. If she wins the clash, she inflicts more rupture. It inflicts rupture and a 10 plus speed. Reuse the coin once per skill. Ah, sabia que era brasileiro. O nome não te trai, amigo. In any case, at 10 per speed, she reuses the coin once per skill, inflicting another rupture count, making this potentially, let's count together, 3, 4, 4, 11, +1 coin power, 13, plus another coin power, 15. And now add another coin, that is adding another 6. This skill can potentially roll a 21. It's insane. It's really insane. Let me make sure I'm right on this regard. So our skill base power is 3. It gains 4 power per coin, so that's 11. It gains 2 coin power if you're faster than the target, and the target has rupture, so becoming a 13 and then a 15 roller. So the coin becomes a 6 power coin. So if you add another 6 to this, because of the extra coin, her skill 1 can roll 21 if she's at 10 plus speed. That is stronger than a few skill trees we have seen so far. No wonder this ID was broken and needed a nerf. We are only at the skill 1 and she's already rolling at 21 if she's faster. And she gains haste out the ass, so of course she's going to be faster than the target. Anyway, moving on to skill 2. 466 with a 62 attack weight, Pride Slash, making this a 16 roller, baseline for skill 2s. If this unit's speed is faster than the target, she deals the speed difference times the 100 star blade on self, extra damage, max of 50%. If this unit's speed is faster than the target by 3 or more, she gains coin power +1, going to a 18 attack. If the target has 4 rupture, coin power +1, going to 20. She gains 2 haste next turn, on used once per turn. Clash Wind, she inflicts more rupture, inflicts rupture with the first coin, and inflicts rupture on the second one. And if the target has Deathrite Haste or Deathrite Fissure, she deals 50% more damage. What is Deathrite Haste? When getting rupture triggered by getting hit by an attack skill from a target with 10 plus speed, you lose 1 stack and gain 1 rupture count. At 0 stack, you take gluttony damage equal to the rupture potent yourself, then this effect expires. You cannot gain additional stacks of this effect while it's already active. Yet so far, we have not seen a way to apply Deathrite Haste, or Deathrite Fissure for that matter. That's 2 types of Deathrite. Right, skill 1, 21, skill 2 can go to 20. This one gives you haste, inflicts rupture, and deals extra damage based on how many stacks of Tenju Star Blades we have. Not gonna keep track of how much extra damage that is, but we just need to understand, if we're fast and we have Tenju Star Blade, that's more damage. Finally, the skill tree, which has the empowered version. Traceless to sight and sound alike, a 63 offense level 5444, making this as a base skill a 17 roller. If this unit's speed is faster than the target, she deals the speed difference times rupture potency on target extra damage to a max of 50%. If this unit's speed is faster than the target's, gain coin power based on the speed difference, coin power +1 for every true speed difference for a maximum of 2, making this skill a 5666, 23 roller. At the combat start, she gains 1 assist defense, and if she is at 10 plus Tianju Star Blade, she uses her empowered version attack instead. If the target has 15 plus rupture, she gains another coin power. That's a 3 coin power on a 4, making this a 5777. That's 14, 21, 26 roll. On use, she gains 3 Strider Mao, which gives her 5 haste next turn and then loses a stack. Inflicts 2 rupture count, inflict 1 rupture count, inflict Deathrite Haste, and there we have the way to apply Deathrite. Inflict 1 rupture, at 10 plus speed she deals more damage, at 10 plus speed she reuses the coin once per skill, and on reuse she inflicts Deathrite Haste. So Remember how we said this was a 20, how much? 6 roller? 27? Something like that? Because if we're faster than the target and he has Rupture, we gain 3 extra coin power, making every coin a 777. We're gonna add another coin at this, another 7. So that's 14, 28, and then it can roll a 33. Now, mind you, it can roll a 33 on hit. It's not gonna clash with a 33. So once you win the clash, on the third hit, you reuse it if you're faster than the target, and that's a 33 roll. Mwah. No wonder this ID needed a nerf, because holy shit. And then we have Death Right Haste, which is, again, a ticking time bomb for Rupture damage, right? And it only, once you apply Death Right, there's 3 stacks. Every time you hit the target, a stack goes down. Once the stacks disappear, it deals damage based on the Rupture potency. It's literally a ticking time bomb. Now, let's check her empowered skill tree. That's another wall of text here, but let's take it slow. It's a 5-4-4-4 Ascended Heishou Mao Technique Cloud Splitting Manifestation. If this unit speeds faster than the target, she deals more damage based on the speed difference and the Rupture potency of target for a max of 50%. If this unit's speed is faster than the target, she gains coin power based on the speed difference, much like the first skill. 1 coin power for every 2 speed difference. Coin power plus 1 for every 10 Rupture on target for a maximum of 2. We are already looking at 4 extra coin power here. At 10 speed, she gains 20 poise. If this unit has less than 4 poise count, raise poise count to 4. She gains 3 Strider Mao. On Clash Win, inflicts more Rupture, and at the end of the attack, she consumes 10 Tianzhu Starblade. Now, sorry about that. We are looking at a 4+ coin power here, making each one of these coins at +8. So 8, 16, 24, 29 with the base power. And then we have, it inflicts the Death Right Fissure and the Death Right Haste. It inflicts Rupture and deals more damage at 10+ speed. And we have the reuse at the end, adding another 8 on the hit. So 8, 16, 24, 29, 37 on hit. Only caveat is that we have to be faster than the target, but that should be no problem. Faster than the target, he has to have like a shit ton of Rupture on him as well, which again, not a problem. And it inflicts Death Right Fissure, which is another ticking time bomb, together with Death Right Haste, which is another ticking time bomb. And since this is inflicted on the first dice, on the first coin, we're gonna reduce the count per activation, and basically the target blows up. Easy peasy. Finally, her clashable counter, It Shall Be Done. It's a 5-4-4, making this a 13 roller with a 62 offense level. On the combat start, she gains assist defense. This skill gains the offense level for every 10% HP this unit has cumulatively lost in this encounter, max of 6, based on max HP at the time of activation. She gains Strider Mao, and if this unit's speed is faster than the target by 2 or more, she gains base power based on the speed difference, 1 power for every 2 speed difference. Very nice. And her Swift Feet Protection, which is an exclusive assist defense. At 10+ Tianzhu Starblade, activate Ascended Heishou Mao Technique, Cloud Splitting Manifestation instead. The skill gains 1 defense level for every 10% HP this unit has lost, max of 6, cannot be staggered by damage until the skill ends, and gains true protection once per turn. It's an incredibly powerful assist defense skill, and if you're a 10+ Tianzhu Starblade, it just uses her nuke skill. Again, we see why this unit needed a nerf. It is disgustingly broken in terms of damage in clash power, but we're gonna use it anyway because it's here and we have it. Now, we have to remember that we gain Tianzhu Starblade for any time that Death Right bomb goes off, every time a unit triggered a Death Right, and when assist defense goes off. 1 second, I need to check what's going on with my room here. 1 second, I'll be right back. It's funny. Anyway, sorry about that. We are finished looking at Mao Adept Branch mouse. I did not keep notes. Just need to understand that we are faster than the target and the target has rupture. We're gonna do pretty good. To maximize our clash ability, we just need to have Strider Mao, which we get on the defense, and with their skill tree. This is pretty much the same for every single Heishou. Let's keep going. Heishou Pack Mao Branch Ryoshu. She has 209 HP, 47 speed, 58 defense level, weak to blunt, but resistance against slash. Possesses Lust, Gluttony, and Pride, together with a Gluttony clashable counter. Her passive is, if this unit has Strider Mao, she deals more damage. If the target has Death Right Haste, she deals more damage. Simple as that. Skill 1, Blink Step, 344, 11 roller with a 61 offense level. If the unit is faster than the target by 3 or more, that's another coin power, making this a 13 roller. If the target has Flare plus Rupture, that's another coin power, making this a 15 roller. It inflicts Rupture, and at the last hit, if she's at 10 plus speed, she reuses the coin once per skill. Just broken as hell. Skill 2, as written, a 466, a 16 roller, baseline for skill 2, 62 offense level. If this unit's speed is faster than the target, she deals more damage based on the rupture potency and the speed difference, up to a max of 50%. If this unit's speed is faster than the target by 3 or more, she gains another coin power. If the target has Flare plus Rupture, she gains another coin power. Gains 2 haste next turn, once per turn, and inflicts 1 Rupture count on a clash win. This is an attack that can roll a 18. On hit, inflicts Rupture, at 10 plus speed inflicts count, at 10 plus speed deals more damage on the second coin, and inflicts more Rupture. Skill 3, I'll gut you with a Curse Engraved Blade, a 64 offense level, 5444, making this a 17 roller. If this unit speeds faster than the target, deal more damage based on the speed difference and rupture potency up to a mass of 50%. If this unit speed is faster than the target, that's another gain coin power based on the difference to a maximum of 2. If the target has 15 plus rupture, gains more coin power. If the target, she gains 3 Spider Mao, she inflicts rupture count. If I remember correctly, Otis has 2 Mao ratio skis. No, she does not. We have 2 different Mao units that kind of look the same. In any case, this skill tree can gain up to 3 extra coin power, making this a 5777, which is 14, 21, 26. Very, very nice. It inflicts a Death Right Haste. At 10 plus speed, she deals more damage, and at 10 plus speed, she has a reuse on that skill. And it inflicts Death Right Haste as well. Sup, buddy, patty, pat. Today is a little coarse. It's not fully bald. I have shaved it yesterday, so it's growing back. Anyway, very powerful skill. We gain Strider Mao, which is our buff that gives us speed. Now, remember, Strider Mao only gives us haste. Haste makes us fast, and we need speed. The bunnies need to be fast. The more speed we have, the more damage we do, and the more speed we have, the better our coin power. Now, you see why I say that the Heishous are an incredibly powerful team, even on a mirror dungeon, because they gain so much coin power by just playing their mechanics. Do all the Mao need to clash win to be count neutral? I don't know about that, because it does not matter. Well, I'll tell you why it does not matter. By the way, welcome, Wild Honey, haha. It does not matter on the mirror dungeon, because in the mirror dungeon, you are going to be getting gift that will make sure you have all the rupture in the world. So I don't count, I don't consider like, oh, I need to apply rupture count or else like that. No, I really don't care. I really don't care. Most of our coin power is going to come from the speed difference, which is something we can reliably keep up, because on use of our defense skill, we gain Strider Mao, and that's 5 haste per next turn. In any case, clashable counter, a 5 plus 8. That 13 roller, much like her skill 1, but her skill 1 can become more powerful than 13. If this unit speeds faster than a target, she gains base power based on the speed difference, 1 power per every 2, making this a 13 roller. And it inflicts rupture count. Pretty simple, right? So, review. Deals more damage if the target she has Strider or the target has Depth Right. This one can be reused at 10 plus speed and gains coin power if the target has Rupture or if she's faster, making these a 11, 13, and then 15, kind of skill 1. Skill 2. If the unit is faster, she deals more damage, gains more coin power if she's faster, gains more coin power if the target has 4 Rupture, and gains haste next turn, inflicts Rupture and all of that stuff. Skill 3 is incredibly busted, inflicts Depth Right, reuses a coin at 10 plus speed, gains coin power based on the speed difference, and if the target has a lot of Rupture. That's Heishou Pack Mao Branch Ryoshu. Once again, the Mao Pack just shares the same idea of be faster than enemy to deal big damage and clash good. Heishou Pack Otis. 209 HP, 47 speed, 57 offense level, lower than everyone else. In effect, has resistance against slash, but is weak to blunt. Much like everyone else in this team. We must avoid blunt damage like the plague. Oh, sorry. There we go. God damn it. Possesses Sloth, Gluttony, Gloom, and a Gluttony flashable counter, much like everyone else. Passive. If this unit has Strider Mao and the target has Depth Right Haste, she deals 5% damage for every Strider Mao on self, max of 15. Kind of a meh passive, but we already seen two beasts, which is literally Lord Lu and the Mao Adept Branch Faust, so this comes as no surprise, these are just normal Heishous. Her skill 1, Blink Step, same as Ryoshu. If the unit she's faster, more coin power. The target has Rupture, more coin power. And at the second coin reuses if she's at 10 plus speed, making this a 11 and then, hold on, 4, 3, 3. No, this is a 10 roller. And then it becomes a 12 roller and then a 14 roller. This one is weaker. She is weaker than Ryoshu. Skill 2, Perforating Kill, a 4/6/6, a 16 roller, coin power if you're faster, making this an 18 roller. Coin power if the target has Rupture, making this a 20 roller. On an unopposed attack, she inflicts a Rupture count. Inflict 1 Rupture count, gain 1 haste. And at 10 plus speed, she deals more damage and inflicts another Rupture count. So the skill is all about inflicting Rupture count. Curse with Butcher Blade, a 5/4/4/4, a Gloom with a 65 offense level, making this a 17 roller base. More damage if you're faster and the target has potent Rupture. More coin power if you're faster, up to 2, making this a 5/6/6/6. More coin power if the target has a lot of Rupture. You're starting to notice a theme here, right? Be faster, apply Rupture. So this becomes a 5/7/7/7, a 14, and then a 21. This is the 26 skill 3 roller. Gains Strider Mao, inflicts Rupture count on unopposed attack, inflicts Depth Right Haste, and the final skill reuses at 10 plus speed. Finally, Partial Heishou Mutation. It's a 5/7, plus base power on the speed difference, gains Strider, and inflicts Rupture count. What are you dogs doing down there? Ooh, I talked quite a lot. We have revealed the units that we're going to be using today, and we have noticed the team. We need to go fast. And we do, we spent an hour talking about them. Let's build our team. For no one's surprise, we are probably going to be using a Rupture support IDs, probably the Heishous. But let's write down what we have. Sloth, Pride, Gloom, shit tons of Gluttony. And that's it. And we have a singular Lust skill in the mid. Let's begin. Starting with Yisang. Yisang, how will we be supported in this Haste Rupture Poise team? We do possess this guy that gives us an extra clash power, which is pretty nice considering. But we also have this one for more damage when you use AoEs, but it's not that good. We don't have that many AoE. Heishou Pack Wu Branch, which is something we're going to see in the future. He gives a little bit of healing, I believe. Yeah, healing based on the health difference on the previous turn. Let's see. We do have the Pequod First Mate. allow the most position function bleed potency with a skill. We don't apply bleed with our skills with Lord Lu, so we can't make use of that. This is if we want to play around Lord Lu's ability to let his allies die, but we don't want to do that. So I am guessing Yiseng is gonna be on the humble role of offering SP support with the Ring Pointless Student. 1 second. The dogs are acting up and I have to obliterate them. Dog obliterated with success. Anyway, Yiseng is going to be working on giving us SP support, as he always do, because he is just a fun little guy. Just a fun little guy. Moving on to Dawn. Dawn, how is she going to support us? We do have the Wei branch, which gives us defense level down. Evolve is G4, thank you. Give us defense level down if we hit enemies, ally with a fast speed, which is pretty nice. I might want to keep this one. Let's see what else. She Association gives us more slash damage on a Wrath owned. Ally with a fast speed deals 10% more slash damage. But here's the difference. While Wei Branch Heishou Pack Dawn inflicts defense level down, which is, you know, nice. This one applies, defense level down applies to every ally. What do I mean by that? We're going to be using the Heishou Wei branch simply because of the defense level down. Let's understand this and why I chose this over slash damage up. When you apply a defense level down to an enemy, any ally that hits that enemy is going to be doing extra damage, while taking the slash damage up from She Association is only going to affect one ally, the fastest ally. Understand the difference here? To understand that, we need to understand offense levels. Once again, defense levels. So, defense levels. When you finish a clash against an enemy, and you are going to hit them, we are going to compare our offense level versus their defense level, and the difference is going to dictate how much extra damage we are going to deal on top of everything else. Scratch my eye lobe here. In any case, the amount of modifier for defense level downs are, I don't remember from the top of my head, but essentially I'm choosing between buffing one ally and between the choice of buffing one ally and letting every other ally deal more damage. So that's what I'm going for, Wei Branch Heishou Pack instead of She Association. I don't think there is anyone else here that can aid us. Maybe this one for Honglu. One ally with least poise gains 2 more poise when gaining poise, which is non skill effect of courage times but applied allies without poise. We could easily take this one for supporting Honglu. Gaining more poise will let him gain more coin power. But then again, this is a team-oriented build, and we're not just powering up one guy, we're powering up the entire team. Hopefully, maybe. Merso, moving on, let's go. Merso, we have Blade Lineage Mentor that gives us more damage on a critical hit with slash skills. That would just buff the hell out of Lord Lu because he's the only unit that can gain poise here and critically damage. We have Association West Section 3, fastest ally on a clash wing gains 1 haste next turn, and we do have some pride to ensure that. This is going to benefit only the Mao packs, so we want to look for something that will benefit the whole team some way, somehow, right? So this one benefits Lord Lu, this one benefits Faust, probably. This one's for fire, this one is kind of useless, this one is for sanity. We do have Ringi Sang for sanity, so we don't need that. Prince of Elemental End is for bleed. This is When allowed a fast speed, hits an enemy with 3 rupture, inflict 1 defense level down. Next turn. This one is pretty nice too. Offense level down will reduce the enemy clash power and the amount of damage they can do should they win a clash against us. However, I don't think anyone is going to win a clash against us because the Lord Lu and the Heishulings are incredibly overpowered. What to do? Let's take the offense level down. For Heathcliff, we have the Heishou Yo branch, which is clash power and low health. We have the 7 Association, which is when allowed has max HP, inflict more rupture with skill effects when attacking a target or damage type is fatal. Or the Ally 7 Association, that's +1 rupture, it's not great. Shi Association self-section is a Wrath Resonance, and we don't have Wrath. Kurokumo Clan Wakashu is a Lust owned, deals more damage for enemies that are max HP or defense skills, only for the ally with the fastest speed. Hello, LBT James on Twitch, welcome. Who could we use here? I guess in the 7 Association is the best one we got for support. Charge, sinking, bullet, pierce damage, more tail, I think more damage, nails, pierce damage, charge. Yeah, the best one we got is 7 Association right now. For Ishmael, let's see. Ishmael, family hierarchy candidate might be a good option. Let's see. Defeated, chain battles, is a backup unit has retreated, combat ceremony, war after defense skill, shows the staggered as the damage perform battlefield retreat. Yeah, we don't have backup units, so we can't use the battlefield retreat. Unfortunate. She doesn't have good rupture IDs, does she? Did you finish Kanto 9? Yes, I did. It was a very bad stream. It was one of my earliest streams here on the channel, both here on Twitch, on YouTube as well. But I did. It was great. I loved it. Let's see, who could help us here? I don't think... Shi Association South Section 5. It's a Envy Resonance. We don't have Envy, so not great. Zwei Association is for tankiness. I guess this is the best one we got right now. Envy Resonance, this one is for Sanity, which is a pretty good Sanity healer. We do have Sloth and Gloom. Yeah, well, let's take Zhong's office for Sanity. We have 2 units dealing with gaining Sanity here, so gonna be pretty good. I haven't finished, but I have started it. You're in for quite a good ride. Rodion might just stay on her base ID because of that extra damage. We really can't ignore 20% extra damage. Come on. And Rupture. We have Deviate Association. They are good. I'll have a fast speed, clash power plus yeah, that's clash power +1 or 20% more damage. We're taking 20% more damage. Mouse already deals a lot of coin power, so we don't really need the clash power. We know what's going to happen to him. Let's not kid ourselves. One level with fast speed with an enemy rupture. Oh, more defense level down. I'll take it. Congratulations, Sinclair. Today you're not wearing the Mexican costume. Be proud, boy. One level has consumer HP, pick more rupture potency with attack or counter skills. Ooh, that's just potency, right? I'd rather take the defense level down, as I prefer more damage than does rupture. Moving on to Gregor. Gregor is self-explanatory, really. We're probably just gonna take Manager Corporal because the ability to heal is incredibly good, and I don't think he has anything to support rupture or haste. Heishou Pack is just, if he dies, he gives more ego resources. This gives us Flamadora aggro and blunt damage up. And this one gives us charge healing. Yeah, Gregor is relegated to the role of healer once again. This is our team for today's Mirror Dungeon. If things go far too easy, which probably will, we're gonna be honest, we might do for 10. But for now, this is what we're gonna do. So let's review our team placement. Liu causes tons of attacks. Liu Association Gregor, he empowers, hold on. His skill, passive. He empowers the ally with the slowest speed, deals 30% damage with their 4th and subsequent coins. I don't think... Maybe on the reuse of, like, Mouse, but Mouse is the fastest. Lord of Hongyuan is not going to be slow by any measure of thing. The only thing he has here that's 4 coins is this, their skill 2. None of them have 4 coins, so Liu Association Gregor is only good for IDs that are slow, or if you're playing solo, that has 4 more coins, because you only get the extra damage on the 4th coin and beyond. Moses AK, how long did it even take you to max out the majority of the IDs? I am a free-to-play gamer. I do buy the battle pass when it comes out. I play this game while I was working. I work as a teacher, and so when I have my student on screen here, I'm teaching him how to speak English. I have Limbus on my other screen muted, and I used to grind mirror dungeons on that time. I currently have more over 2,000 hours of Limbus company, but I literally have every single ID and every single ego almost max level. So it took a while. And again, I don't roll for IDs outside of Walpurgis, or when I decide to commit a mistake, get Leihang as an announcer. So we're gonna keep G-Corp Manager Corporal Gregor here. We are equipping Eagles now, and of course we're gonna be using the green Eagles for him. Actually, I like that Eagle remain oneself, so it's going to place a fluorescent. Everything that is green is going to be equipped. This is the team where we turn green and the enemy explodes. For Ryoshu, let's take red eyes because faster and better. We take the cool one as well. For Otis, we take Sun Shower in this one, and binds only WoW, so it doesn't matter. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's our team. Let's review real quick. Sanity healing. Offense level down. Defense level down. Offense level down. More clash power. More rupture. Sorry. Sanity heal. Damage. More rupture. And healing. Let's deploy. Look at these boys. Right, we are going to be taking favor of the Nebulae as usual, because I do not like having to lose stride because I suddenly don't have the levels for it. So we're going to be taking the thing that makes us, you know, level up to keep up with the enemies. Our starting gift is, of course, going to be the Rupture one, so we're going to be taking Fluorescent Lamp because this applies damage up or haste to a random ally by number of enemies or number of abnormality parts with Rupture +1 times. So more damage, more haste, and we need haste because that's the team of the bunnies. For our starting gifts, we honestly don't need to take anything here. This team is incredibly powerful, and we do have 4 individuals to fight. Yeah, it might not just take anything from here because honestly, it feels like cheating. Of course, we could always start with this and break the game completely, right? Nah, we're not gonna do this. No gift for the beginning. Lord of Hongyuan can stand on its own 2 legs. We use gifts at the start when we're doing duos or solos because you need a little bit of healing extra to get the things going. Let's begin. Right away, we already have good options here. We have Nebulizer, and we do have Pride to trigger Nebulizer, and we have Phantom Pain, which gives us more damage. We're going to take Phantom Pain. Fentanyl Pain. Yeah, Fentanyl Pain. Let's go to the mystery pack first here. Oh, read the tablet. Don't disappoint me now, Sinclair. Deviat Association delivers it for us today, and what he has delivered, a tablet that gives us healing on a stagger. Very nice. Let's deploy our boys, starting with Lord Lu, this one, and this one. Here we go. Now, we spent like an hour just talking about the IDs here. Now let's see them properly in action. Remember that we gotta go fast. Lord Lu on the Gluttony Resonance can, you know, force people to defend, and we have Mouse to defend him as well. So let's begin. We got a good, nice little green here. Hold on, since this is all about being green, I feel like I should be green here. Today, your streamer will be green for your pleasure. I am going to be green like Jumbo Josh. There we go. It looks like I'm in a night vision cam, you know, like don't look up, not don't look outside. Are you human? So today the streamer is green. Maybe tweak this out. How do I tweak this out? Oh, yeah, it's good enough for me. Curse you, there we go. More green, please. The funny thing is, since all of our clashable counters are gluttony, we can activate a gluttony absolute resonance, and right off the bat we can have Lord's Guard trigger. So even if you're using clashable counters, we can have assist defenses on top of that. Very nice. Not only is this idea horribly overpowered, as we have seen, the animations for it are insanely good. I love the way the impact. It clearly shows that they're getting better and better at making IDs. Ooh, my throat feels a little dry after all that reading. I might go get some water. Again, nothing much that interesting to see on the first floors here. I do believe we can do floor 10 today. The streamer is green. I'm looking at my face here. It's very funny to see myself green. Anyway, we can do floor 10 today. I don't think it will take as much time as Ring Honglu. That means I'm going to be more careful about choosing my mountain trials. Because when I'm doing only to floor 5, I have no reason to be cautious of my mountain trial power-ups because it doesn't really matter. I am going to do someday, don't know if this weekend or the upcoming week, a challenge run. It's going to be like an afternoon stream or something like that, maybe on the weekend, where I'll try to reach floor 10 with no ego gift. That's going to be a challenge, won't it? Means we're going to have to be extremely careful about choosing our packs. Or, you know, just bring a strong team. Probably the Heishou because we can get people to retreat. Alright, let's become green. You know what's nice about clashable counters in this game? Is that on unfocus encounters, clashable counters will clash against the first thing that attacks you. You know the thing that infuriates me about unfocus encounters is how we can't choose who we're clashing against. Well, with a clashable counter, it always clash against the first one to attack you. So you have some sort of control over that. How about we become green again? Yeah, the first time we're offensive level will suck to get at. Is going to be the no gifts run. If that's possible, it probably is. Probably is going to be the Heishou team again, because the Heishou team is incredibly powerful, and they have the unique mechanic that I wish was a gameplay mechanic for Dante, that to tell units to, you know, retreat. Actually, I don't want to be that green. Let me turn on the light again. Ah. I'll be a little bit green, a little bit sickly. The light that I have here is very strong, so you can't see the green on my face. Let's turn off the green for now. We'll turn green on during boss fights. Why won't you? Again, I really wish we could have like a tactical option to tell someone to retreat. It doesn't need to have any like special thingamabobber, like Lord Honglu just tells a retreat, and the next unit that comes in blazing, already empowered with their what's called their skill tree, and that's insanely powerful. I just want the ability to tell, hey Heathcliff, you like 10 HP and have enough bleed to tempt Dawn to take off her shoes. Maybe you should leave. It would be a very nice option to just have that as an option, you know? Tell EID to back off. Go to the back of the line, recover, remove status effects and all that, and then bringing a new, fresh Sinner and put him on the back of the line. Ooh, full green resonance. And again, assist defense is another tactical option which should have more. That shouldn't be locked to assist, you know. Assist. What am I talking about? Assist defense should be a tactical option you would have available right here. That shouldn't be tied to IDs, honestly. Should be a thing you could just ask someone, one of your sinners, to do. I think that would be really fucking good if we had an option like that. Green! By the way, I am considering in the future, once we hit 100 subscribers on the YouTube channel, I will make a video explaining all the shit I talk all the time, and I'm gonna try to make something educational, you know? There are better videos out there that probably teach whatever I'm gonna say better than I do, but I want to take my crack at doing it. But it's gonna take a while because I never did a video like that, and there is a lot to talk about. Like, no one the loading screen tell you that you do like a resonance, it deals more damage, but it doesn't explain how it deals more damage. I explained it a few times, but the longer your resonance chain, the more offense level the attacks later into the chain gain, allowing, you know, the lower the attacks at the end to flash harder. That is never explained. Essentially, the stronger units are the fastest, which are at the beginning of the chain. The slower units will gain a buff from a long resonance chain. Ah, we have a bot. Why don't you go away? Ooh, coin power and base power. That's very sad to lose the bridle, but base power and coin power is it's kind of bad. At the least worst would be plus true power. At worst, it would be like something like plus 5 power to the enemy. Don't do it. Unless you're running a sinking team, and then you just have to survive the first turn to spread thinking around, and they don't have the sanity to use the coin power anymore. The only way to counter coin power in the mirror dungeon is lowering their sanity, because you only gain the power of a coin when you roll head with it. But if you're full of sinking, big and round, you lose the coin power because you really can't do anything about it. Let's... Blink Step can be used again. Okay. Fuck it. We'll take as written, we replace it. We take this for extra poise. And that's it. We don't have anything else. And now our boys have a little bit of poise on top of the poise they have. On top of everything else they have, because the Heishou mouths are very powerful. They have very easy ways to activate their power-ups as well. It's not a conditional on the enemy. Mostly it's a conditional on yourself. Just be faster, and you gain 5 haste by using your clash counter, so you are going to be faster. And look at that, we have an assist defense as well, but not that we're gonna need it, but, you know, it's nice. I want to get something for me to drink. I've been talking a lot. An hour of talking about IDs, man, and then we have 10 floors to go. Ow. Right, moving on. If the mouths are so powerful, how come the enemy is still standing? Touché. Let's save that skill tree for when it's actually worth using it. I adore the fact that Ryoshu has a bunny tail on his ID. For less than wholesome reasons, I absolutely adore. It's cute. Ah, the abnormality is hangry. Oh, angry boy. Eat this, you bastard. Green. 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 And green. We love green. Love from what I know, Hongyuan ID, especially the Mao brand, completely changed the meta from what I know. They are, I don't know if they changed the meta, it's just that they are very powerful. And it's a symptom of feature creep, you know, power creep. Because as the team from Project Moon gets more experience doing IDs, doing enemies, the more powerful IDs we're going to get, as you can see from the Ring Fathers, the Nurse Fathers. If you take a look at the previous IDs, as we have here in this game, in the previous units, they had that Library of Ruin mindset, which I still prefer it, honestly, if I'm gonna be fully honest with you. But yeah, they're clearly changing their mindset of how things work. And it's not bad, it's just that it's a different approach. They're more focused on big numbers rather than, you know, messing around with debuffs and all that. I can't remember for the life of me the last ID release that had paralysis. And paralysis was a mainstay on Library of Ruina, and it's still incredibly powerful to this day. Paralysis is another way to counter coin power, by the way, but we don't get those anymore. Or you just look at the Inquisitors, the amount of bleed they apply, the paralysis, the power down, Guido increasing their SP by 20 every turn. It was a different time, it was a different mentality. They are just changing the way they make IDs as they get better with the game engine and etc. Nothing bad with it, but I kind of prefer the old way, honestly, where you have to juggle speed, debuffs, and all that good stuff. But right now, it's still not bad. The ticking time bomb popped. I would say that the newer IDs, as we have seen with Lord Lu today, has too much stat to keep track of, but most of that stuff is automatic, you know, so you don't have to worry about it too much. Now, Ebony Brooch. First turn start, open encounter, inflicts true rupture potency and count to all enemies, and inflicts true bind next turn to turn end for all enemies for 3 turns. This true bind is incredibly important for us because the Mao need to be faster than the enemy to gain coin power, and bind makes them faster than the enemy. We gain extra damage on attack weight 1, which is pretty much every single skill in this game, except for AoEs. And if you activate a Gloom Absolute Resonance, we gain 2 offense level up to all allies at combat start. We're going to be taking Bloody Gadget. Middle Ishmael has 1 paralyzed, she has augmentation tattoo. Yeah, but that takes far too long to pop it. Let's see, second floor. We should visit the crabs and bring Armageddon on then. Death has come for Crabland. Oh boy, we get Nebulizer for free! The coin power down status effect is also incredibly powerful. We have very few IDs that can do that for good reason. Like, at least on my streams here, the last one I used that had coin power is literally Encore Heathcliff. That is rare for a reason, because it's very powerful. Ah, it's time for Crabland is here. We are going to turn green and obliterate you now. Power it out. Let me check out the units with Paralyze here real quick. Paralyze. Now, Paralyze, I like Paralyze a lot. Not just because I use the Kurokumo clan, because they have a lot of Paralyze. Yeah, let's see here. Identities with Paralyze. We have 7 Association Iseng, Base Faust, W Corp Faust, N Corp Faust, N Corp Dawn, Kurokumo Ryoshu, Merso, Blade Lineage Merso, Kurokumo Honglu, fucking Sunshower Heathcliff, he self-applies Paralysis, LCB Ishmael, Middle Ishmael, LCB Rhodia, N Corp Rhodia, Blade Lineage Sinclair, 7 Association Otis, and motherfucking Sous Chef Gregor. Egos that apply paralysis, there are 8 of them, which is Tone Cairn Iseng, Wishing Cairn Iseng, Telepole Faust, Wishing Cairn Dawn, Screwloose Wallop Merso, Electric Screaming Merso, AAD Heathcliff, Roseate Desire Ishmael, and Ledger Domain Gregor. So Paralysis is fucking dead in the water, but it's so powerful that I understand the reason why it's dead in the water. But it's still very powerful and they should bring it back. But then again, how do I put this? Let me think. So, when we started Limbus Company, they were still in the mindset of Library of Ruina, and Library of Ruina had a good emphasis on making good combos with your characters and applying debuffs to enemies. You know, that good RPG stuff. Apply a debuff to the enemy, buff your characters, and etc, etc. As Limbus Company went on, I feel that the focus has changed into more on big numbers. Buff your characters, increase their power, apply status ailments, apply unique status ailments, and etc, etc, etc. That's what I feel, at least. Case in point, Kanto 9 was all about big numbers from the characters, high level, lots of offense level up on both on the Nurse Fathers because they were so powerful. Offense level ups, I understand why they want to pump that up as they have done, because think about it like this. We have a good resonance here. Think about it like this, right? If you have a character with high offense level up, you don't need to pump their base numbers a lot. You can still increase it, but if they have a high offense level, they will outclash anything that is lower level than them by offense level difference alone. So you don't have to pump the number, the coin power or the base power of an ID into the lower stratosphere to make them look more powerful. You just mess with levels. The problem with that is, well, we are getting leveling up and all that, and I guess the main problem with this is just a narrative, you know? Yeah, the narrative gets fucked sideways by using levels, and we have a bit of that on power scaling. Because hold on, let me find that image. Where did I put it? Hold on. I have that image. Because as we go through the story and fight progressively more powerful enemies, there is a problem that are the enemies that we fought before weaker in like just levels or just narratively. Because if we think about it, the Hongyuan training dummies are higher level than King Heathcliff on his Kanto. They are higher level than Heihab. They're higher level than Cromer. Are the training dummies from Hongyuan just crack? So we create this narrative problem with levels. But I understand levels on a pure gameplay perspective where you don't need to buff the attack powers. You just increase the level, the offense level goes up, you deal more damage, you clash harder. So as the game progressed and they changed their mindset from Library of Ruina, which didn't have levels, just had, you know, progressively better things you can use, and you could bring the skills from previous characters to help the stronger ones you get, which is still kind of exists here in Limbus Company with the support skills from IDs. If you're like planning a solo run, you're basically doing passive transference, passive attribution from Library of Ruina into one character, because you don't have to worry, like, the fastest character can do more damage, but there is only one character, so you know what? Let's just watch. Ah, it's a clashable counter. We don't get to watch them hit each other. Ah, what a shame. In any case, if you're playing a solo, you're doing basically passive attribution for Library of Ruina into one character, which is incredibly fun to do. That I see the appeal of solo runs is especially that, to make one character overpowered as hell, but then this clashes with the design of the game, especially on unfocused encounters, and the fact that you don't start with extra slots, you gain them over the course of the battle. Because in Library of Ruina, you start the more powerful, let's call it key pages. They have 2 or 3 dice right off the bat. So you just have 3 actions right off the bat. You do gain more dice slots as the battle goes on, but even so, you can still fight solo pretty easily. In Limbus Company, however, if you enter a focus encounter, you start with a single slot against the enemy 6, and then you gain another one and another one over time, but the problem is surviving until you have enough slots so you don't take a gajillion overopposed attacks. Now, it would be a lot of fun if in the future they address this somehow by letting you start a battle with, I don't know, 3 slots if you have a single character. I think that would be fun. But right now we stand at the problem of power creep, which is to be expected from a gacha game, and the director did say that the power creep is intentional for lore reasons, and I kind of see his vision there, even though I don't fully agree with it. This goes back to, remember how the mirror is a quantum device and that Dante is the one that pulls out the IDs? I talked about this a while ago. So as Dante witnessed more powerful things in the city, he is able to draw more powerful IDs from the mirror. That's what I understood from the director's vision. So the IDs getting progressively stronger and stronger is a consequence of the story advancing, and Dante in understanding and experiencing more powerful individuals of the city. So the part of witnessing and understanding is the most important part of this whole thing I'm talking about here. Because you can see a extremely powerful individual, but if you don't understand how that power works or how he can do that, it kind of is for nothing. Because we witnessed Siegfried wipe the floor with our sinners back at K-Court, but Dante didn't fucking understand anything because he couldn't keep up like with the movements, because he was, you know, unused to that kind of stuff. He didn't see the Indigo Elder troll the harpoon because he was not used to power. The most powerful thing he was seeing right now was Ricardo. But now, as we are advancing through the plot and fighting progressively more powerful enemies, Dante is understanding how power dynamics and fighting skills and all that work, so his understanding of the intricacies of power of the city is deepening, so he's able to draw more powerful IDs. And that's kind of reflected on the ability to, you know, level up to 60, the more powerful IDs being able to be pulled out, but mostly from level ups. And then there we have the problem of level ups and the story. And the fact that this is a gacha game too. Sure, the Dante understanding new IDs by observing them and being able to pull them out of the mirror makes sense, right? If this was a single-player non-gacha game, single-player experience, right? Because you would be limited by the story, by what Dante witnessed. You would be limited by that, by the what IDs you would be able to access, right? For example, if Dante hasn't seen Heishou or the Nurse Fathers, he wouldn't be able to pull them out of the mirror because he has never seen them. But this is a gacha game, mind you. And because it is a gacha game, you are able to pull any ID at any point in the story, and because of power creep, not just because of level ups, this creates a narrative problem where, for example, let's say I just started the game now, I did tempo, and I got fucking Nurse Father Yiseng. What do you think Ryoshu would react to? Because once again, the memories and personalities of the IDs override the sinners for a short duration. So Yiseng will Nurse Father Yiseng will recognize Ryoshu. He knows who she is. Ryoshu also knows who he is. So that creates a narrative problem. That would be fixed again if this was a single player game that you just pay once to, to roll it and that's it. But it is not. Not only it ruins the progression of the story, it creates the problem of ludonarrative dissonance, where we are told that we got our asses kicked, but in reality in the fight we were the one kicking ass. It creates the problem with levels interfering with the story, and is especially apparent on Limbus Company because the previous games, Lobotomy and Library, had gameplay elements be part of the lore of the game. The time loop of Lobotomy Corporation, the cognition filter as well. Those were all things that were part of the narrative, that were also part of the game. And now it is not. Because levels are... I don't know. I think I already explained this at length, so I won't reiterate on it. So we have that problem with the narrative and the levels. How do we solve this? There is no way to solve this. This is a gacha game, limiting the players to not be able to pull an ID until you beat a certain canto, or worse yet, you are able to pull the ID but not use it until you beat certain canto, would be nonsensical, would be horrid. Like, would be one of the worst decisions you could make. This wouldn't be an issue at all, again, if this was a single-player game. But Project Moon wanted fame and wealth. Let's never forget that. That's our director's own words, wealth and fame. That's why Limbus Company is a gacha. Make no mistake. Of course, that is some sacrifice he has unfortunately chosen to do for his vision. And, well, I am glad he's realizing his vision. I just wish, this was a single-player game rather than, a gacha. But again, he is quite quite experienced at being like, I have a company that makes a lot of money and have a lot of players. He himself has told, I don't know why there's so many people playing in this, and I'm gonna keep doing things my way because I don't care. It's not that I don't care, but it's my game and I do whatever I want, which is incredibly based, Lono's son stands sacrifice to claim the garden. Beautiful kill. Reckoning has come for the crabs, and I'm so glad that I ignored their existence by just yapping about narrative stuff and level ups. In a certain way, he did try to... Twice now. Hold on, let me see here. Defense level and max HP, that's good. He did try to twice now, what's it called, address the whole thing with the problem of narrative and levels with the LCB regular checkup and the Morositas Dante power activation on Leihang. Let's recall. During Leihang's fight, we were unable to clash against him effectively because he was extremely powerful. He had many levels above our sinners. The way this was fixed was through the Dante Power Morositas. That takes the offense and defense level of every character in the battle, averages it out, and then gives it a slight advantage for our sinners. That was what allowed us to fight against Leihang. Sorry. if we did not had Morositas, we would have our asses wiped by Leiheng. We kind of still did at the end there, because, and then again, this is part of the narrative and the way the mechanics work, even if Leiheng had an average power level as our Sinners on offense levels, which is, you know, how dictate how truly powerful a guy is, he still had a better kit. He has more experience, narratively speaking, he had more experience, he was an accomplished warrior, and all that good stuff. And so, he, even with like, our powers even, our strength even, he could still beat us out of sheer experience and just having a better kit. It's just like if you put Lord Honglu to fight against a, let's say we put Lord of Hongyuan, Lord Lu here, to fight against, in a PvP battle, against fucking Chef de Cuisine Ryoshu. They might have the same level, they might have the same offense power, but Lord of Hongyuan just has a better kit with a lot more buffs than Chef de Cuisine Ryoshu will ever have. Because one is an accomplished warrior, the other one isn't. That's the narrative justification for why we get better IDs. This is the narrative justification for why Leiheng was able to, you know, beat our asses at the end of that fight, even though we were clashing equally, and so on and so forth. But mistakes were done along the way, and a linear progression of levels also fuck up the narrative danger level of certain characters. Again, King Heathcliff, Ahab. Although you could make a case for Ahab that she was being palletified, but still. Ahab, Nelly, what else? Heathcliff, Nelly, Bromer. Fuck everyone everyone really. Dongrang is just a farmer, but he awakened ego, Ahab, etc, etc. Other narrative attempts to fix this has been with characters that are incredibly high level, but they have a debuff on them that they are not giving it their all. Notable example is Papa Quixote, the original, and Papa Quixote, the original, and Jashu on Honglu's Kanto. They all have incredibly lowered offense levels, even though they're higher level than us. So the damage has already been done, but he's trying to address it going forward, you know? It's a mixed situation, really. We have, on one hand, we have something like Hohenheim telling us not to scale power levels through levels because that's stupid, even though himself had lower level than the nurse father Callisto, and he was able to clash against him because of the powerful ego gear he had. On the other hand, we have characters that are higher level, just having lower offense levels to compensate. We have the Morositas power. It's a complicated situation, really. And the game being a gacha doesn't help in that regard, but what can you do? Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking about this, or else I'm gonna keep going, He's reiterating the same points over and over again, so I don't want to do that. Let's focus on the Mirror Dungeon instead. Just, you know, we're just trudging along. Nothing in the first 5 floors is going to be a threat to us, because this is the fucking Lord of Hongyuan and the Heishou rings. I ain't gonna get some water. I am dying of thirst. Throat is raw.
무엇이여? 대가리에 총 맞았냐? 왜 늦자고 없이 쪼개고 있어?
Oh boy, am I yapping today? Yes, I am. But because I'm only yapping because I care. Oh, hello, Bina. How are you doing? Hello there. Oh boy, my throat is raw from all that yapping, however. Here we go. Target this, and you target this. You know what? No, actually, you know what we can do? Hold on. You're targeting that. You go ahead, do the power counter. Don't attack here, and just attack here. And here we go. My throat hurts. Anyway. I like the idea. I said I was gonna stop, but I'm gonna continue. Fuck you. I like the idea of using levels to... I'm doing quite well. A little bit of a raw throat from talking too much, but that's the life of a stream. I like the idea of levels being used to represent power in the setting, and the offense levels are honestly a great idea for, you know, demonstrating how powerful a character is without having to pump up the numbers of skills. Like, you don't need to increase coin power, you don't need to increase base power, you just take the offense level and set it higher, and because of that difference, you are just going to be clashing in beating whatever the hell is that you're fighting. Hold on, let me fix the situation here real quick. Here we go. You here. I think we're gonna kill Mouse is gonna kill her first. So I like that. It allows you to keep a even line of power for skills, so you don't need to pump skill 1 higher than 11, 13, 15 like we have seen before in other IDs. It keeps a nice even balance of numbers. The only thing that is going to change if the character is higher level and he has a higher offense level on a skill, he's going to beat you because he is more powerful. It allows you to do like, we don't need a tremor gift. Give me a copy of that. I'm doing my rounds if anyone's breaking anything. So far, it's been all good. I'm not breaking anything here. Well, we are using broken IDs, but we're not breaking anything. We're just learning about the IDs and see how they work. And speaking of breaking, let's get another skill tree. Anyway. Oh, I'm gonna get this at the end of the fight, so. And enhance. Do I have anything to fuse here? We don't use bleed. We can use this, and there we go. Let's see if we got trill. We got trill. Nice. We don't use this. We can't use this, but I'm gonna keep it because I want the achievement. There is nothing here else. Nothing else here. There is nothing there. In any case, as I was saying, you can use offense levels being decreased as a narrative device to say this character is holding back. You can use it on the Morosta's power to see now we have a chance to fight. But using the levels to have a great time and don't break the boot. I wouldn't dream of it. I love the city I live in. I love the city I live in. Anyway. The problem is with using, levels as a measurement of in-lore power of the characters. And this has been used in the case of, what's his name? Hohenheim, is that you end up with situations where Erking Heathcliff is weaker than a fighting dummy in Hongyuan. And that's inherently a problem with narrative in video games as well. So we have this mixed situation where are we supposed to take are we supposed to consider the levels canonical to a character power level in the setting, like how experienced and powerful they are? Or are we supposed to not do that? Because you showed us this twice now, that a character level reflects their actual battle experience. Should we take that as a fact or should we not? The answer to this is a maybe. A yes, no, maybe. Who knows? Dude, 2 5% in a row, Lord Hongyuan. What's going on, buddy? Anyway. Gotta think of something else to talk. I'm tired of talking about levels. I like that there's problems. That won't happen, Moises and Heiki. Unless the director really wants to break the lore of the game. The 000 and 00 IDs, as well as 10 IDs, which is the base ones, are based on the Kabbalistic symbolism. Literally, I'm not joking. Hold on, let me look that up. I studied this for a little bit, but I don't remember it. Where is it? So, hold on. In soft. Alright, so the triple zeros and double zeros and single zeros are based on the Kabbalistic tree of life, and from 000 it means Ein, means nothing. 00 means Ein Sof, which is limitlessness, and 0 means Ein or Ein Sof, which is endless life. We can't go higher than triple zero IDs. Unfortunately, we cannot. Because the more zeros something has in the Kabbalistic system, the closer to infinity you are, to God, essentially. So we're not getting quadruple zero IDs, unfortunately. Or fortunately. Let me try to find the proper explanation for that. Yeah, I found it. On. Oh, thank you. I am honored. Thank you. Your presence here is welcome. Yeah, maybe it would be fun to imagine. I'm trying to find the specific thing I'm talking about here, because I saved this years ago. There we go. It's the 10th Sephiroth. I'm gonna have to open my... How do I do this? Where is this display capture? There we go. Oh, so I'm gonna put this on for but a second. Here we go. So this is based on the 10th Sephiroth of the Kabbalah. Here we have Ein, Ein Sof, and O Ein Sof. So this is the base IDs, the LCB IDs we have. This is the double O's that we have, and this is the triple O's that we have. It doesn't go any higher than this, unfortunately, or fortunately. This did put a problem that we can't really get anything higher than that. So maybe that was a mistake on the long run of the game. And the game is supposed to last 10 years, according to our lovely director. So who knows? Maybe in the future we'll have something different, like a number 1 ID or number 3. Who knows? Maybe side grades. Who knows? Anyway, back to the game, which is what we're here for. Let's investigate that factory, shall we? Oh, the thing is already dead and has infinite rupture right now. They want a ring rate, so this is gonna take a little bit of time. Pop! Jesus Christ, it's so overpowered. Now, using Hurtley here as a fighting dummy is a bad measurement of how much an ID can do damage, because they're considered staggered, so they're going to be taking like double damage. Ah, welcome back, Acidic Trauma. How are you doing? Pop! Don't quite understand how Death Right. I guess if you apply more Death Right, the character explodes. You don't quite understand that. We killed Hurtley, by the way. We're not gonna explore the. We're not gonna explore the factory. Skipping the factory entirely today. We just get to watch the Sinners wail onto the little toy soldiers for a little bit. Was there anything else to talk about? Well, right. Today I wanted to do a Night Divine Temperamency stream, but unfortunately I got held up with the things I had to do outside the house. Tomorrow I can't do an afternoon stream because I go to my Japanese classes. We literally skipped the factory, by the way. We did enough damage to simply skip the factory. In any case, tomorrow is just going to be the continuation of the Week of Lord of Hongyuan. We're probably going to look at the Cock branch, the Yo branch of the Heishous. This Thursday will be the stream in the afternoon for the event. The Intervallo. My dog is barking. Please, I do apologize. Let me obliterate him real quick. Oh, for those who love the city and Finifungality, I'll take it. Finifungality is really good. Composed weight, ardent flower, or disc fragment. Disc fragment is not that good. I guess we could take it for fusions. Anyway, Thursday afternoon event. Gonna be streaming. Gonna be reacting. Gonna be talking. Gonna be yapping. Let's visit Hohenheim to get those true rupture gifts here. Why not? With the Mao branch, we will have no problem. This thing broke already? I bought this today. How is it broken already? I bought a little laser to play with my cats, and I think it's broken already. Moving on, let's get an event here. Ooh, Shock Centipede. Give me the uncapped defibrillator. Modified AD extraction. I wonder what will happen if I choose the other option. And maybe next time I visit here. I can visit this pack. I don't like visiting this pack where they're playing duels because Hohenheim is kind of strong and I don't want to deal with it. But if we're running a strong enough duel, we can do it. Duel solo. But we have a full team. Well, almost a full team here. So we can deal with him. Let's see here. Let's turn green. And you know what? Well, how about you don't evade? How about that, huh? Tomorrow, however, I might have to start my daily stream a little earlier. Because remember, every Wednesday, there is 2 hours from the start of my stream, there is the maintenance. And I don't want to have a repeat of my G-Corp run where I had to stop early. Right here and here. We have one on that counter attack, so we're going to use Swift Feet Protection. But both of these attack... hold on, let me change that. There we go. That is much better. We get to use the defense from Mouse to protect the Lord. By the way, I never actually used Lord's Guard properly, which requires like a 4 Gluttony Resonance to activate, so that we can force a Heishou to protect Hong Lu. I guess that's good if you don't have the Heishou Mouse. This weekend, there will be no tabletop, so there is going to be different streaming in the afternoon. Friday, okay, every day we have the daily Limbus, but Friday, if we have not finished the event, I'm going to stream on Friday afternoon as well for the Limbus Company event. If it needed, I will keep going through the weekend, but the weekend, if there is nothing, I will probably stream more Divine Cybermancy, and I don't know, I kind of want to leave the Sunday free for me. Oh yeah, since we managed to get Trill on this mirror dungeon here, the enemies are just self-detonating with Rupture. They are turning green and dying, just like I turn green here sometimes. Anyway, that's my upcoming schedule, kind of, maybe. So look forward to Thursday. And as always, look forward to our daily Limbus streams, because we still have a lot of Heishous to talk about. I wonder what Heishou packs we're gonna get when Nocturnal Sweeping comes around, though, because we are missing 2 of them. How do we know we're missing 2 Heishous? Because the maximum stack of leash holder of all the Heishous for Lord Lu goes up to 11. And we don't have 11 Heishous. Not yet, anyway. Hey, buddy, how about you don't evade their attacks and just take it for free, huh? How about that? Kill that pathetic creature. Very nice. Just detonate it. With a sheer aura, just detonate the Pecathlon. Ah. Today's Tuesday still, right? Yeah, today's Tuesday. There are other games I want to stream, but the Daily Limbus is going to continue every day. We just need to get more time to stream, man. I've been running a lot of things lately, together with the tabletop that I have to do preparations for. Is this the one where they give us the funny candy? Yeah. Give me the funny candy. Go. Thank you for the funny candy, funny guys. I love how the warp, was it the warp? Yeah, the warp Bokyak has literally an event where the guy comes and offers you mystery pills, and there is no downsides for taking the mystery pills. I just consumed 1 light to get a rebate token in my MD run because I want a good upgrade. And rebate token is insanely good. Remember how it's like a 20% chance that happens all the time? You saw that on my Extreme Mirror Dungeon Adversity 50 run. Oh yeah, no, better yet. Now that I remembered it. Weekend. If I don't stream I Divine Cybermancy, off topic, but since Canto 10 will be about Mercer, what will Canto 11 be about? It's gonna be about Otis. If you are not aware, the order of the Cantos were already revealed from the beginning of the game. It follows the order of which the sinners were introduced to Dante. We started with Gregor, followed by Rhodia, and then Sinclair, followed by Ishmael, Heathcliff, Dawn. I'm missing someone here. Yeah, Dawn. That goes off in 3 minutes. I gotta go. Bye. Oh my god, they have Wi-Fi in the outskirts? See ya, Vina. Always welcome to return to the stream. Anyway. Yeah. Gregor, Rhodia, Sinclair, Yisang, there we go, that was missing. Yisang, Ishmael, Heathcliff, Dawn, Honglu, now Ryoshu, next one is Merso, and then we're gonna see Otis, and the last Canto will be Faust. That order was already revealed and improved since the beginning of the game. So yeah, prepare yourself for funny, totally not a bootlicker treasonous lady that has like a creepy smile to betray us. We still don't have life from the owner. I see. One. Anyway, like before I got into that tangent, hold on. This weekend, if I have the time and everything goes alright, and I do my I Divine Ceremony stream, maybe on Sunday I will do another Mirror Dungeon Extreme. On the afternoon, of course. We're still going to be doing our daily at night, at the usual time here, but maybe we will do a Extreme Mirror Dungeon. Also, I might have to go back. Oh, look, rebate token. Might have to go back on my promise to do floor 10. I still have to work in the morning. I keep forgetting that. Both excited and not excited for MercerCon. Tell us, why are you excited and not excited at the same time? I thought you liked Merso a lot. Especially after reading The Stranger. I think he'll do a good job with it. And yes, the Stranger is a infuriating little book. Let's do some alchemy here. One of the points I want to make on my video, actually, is about Ego Gift Alchemy, which is important to know. Ooh, that's a little too tough. Put that one there. Tender Dirty Battery, nice. What are my dogs barking at? We could keep the dolly because the dolly gives us defense level down on a critical. Pretty good. That's pretty good for now. And yes, you know what? That's actually perfect. We're gonna do Mirror Dungeon Extreme on Sunday with the Heishou links because today, tomorrow, and the following days is only going to be Heishous. And so we can finish the week of Lord Lu in grandiose style by doing a Mirror Dungeon Extreme with his boys. That's a good idea. I like that. Was Ronjo's own Kanto still not over, basically? Pretty much. However, you forget that this game is based on Dante's Inferno, and thus we will have 2 more chapters on everything. We have Inferno, Purgatory, and Paradiso to go. Inferno, Purgatorio, e Paraíso. Because Dante's Inferno has 3 chapters. We are in Inferno right now. Next one is going to be Purgatorio. So the game the game story is not going to end at the final 12th canto. There is still more to go. Much more to go. Remember, this game is supposed to last a decade. We've only been 3 years in, so we're still on time to go. Now, how is the thing gonna keep going? I don't know, but we'll sure see. See? Green with you. Green. We are green. We are so green. And we have protection now. And Deathrite pops. Deathrite pops again. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm not going to go to floor 10, sorry. Because it's already been 2 hours, we're at floor 4, we spent an hour talking about IDs, and it's going to be the same for every other chapter of this, so... as much as I want to do it, it's going to be easy with this team. It's... too time-consuming at the moment. And once again, I like to reinforce this, I do this for fun. And it is fun to do it, but I have responsibilities in real life. Namely, obtaining bruise-offs, obtaining money to continue surviving. And since I work in the morning, I do have a lot of stuff to prepare, so I am going to have to apologize. I did say I might want to go to floor 10, and it's going to be incredibly easy with this team. But unfortunately, due to time constraints and responsibilities in real life, I am unable to. So I sincerely apologize, but do look forward for the MDE Extreme on Sunday with the Heishou team. This way we can put them through proper tests. More rupture? Oh my! Oh, more rupture! Oh my! I have state testing tomorrow. Ooh, good luck, my friend. Let's see, where are we gonna go for floor 5? Relenting Might. Oh, how thematic! Don't you guys think? Let's go to the Surrendered Witnessing. Let's fight Jashu with Jashu. Perfection. And I ate the coin. Also, very fun that they, if you already obtained the secret gift, you already have it unlocked in the achievement for this new Mirror Dungeon. So that's very generous of them, because I was dreading having to do the hidden achievement, on this dungeon because of the whole 1% chance. Let's turn green. Yeah, let's turn green. Are you faster than the target? No, you are not. Well, I have it tomorrow and Thursday. I have next week and week after for math and science. You will do great, I'm sure of it. Apply yourself to your studies and do it consciously. One of the main problems with working out and studying is that we dread doing these things because it's not, the brain doesn't assume it to be fun. But if you're doing it consciously with the intent behind that I'm doing this to better myself and keep good hold on that you're doing this to better yourself, it helps like you wouldn't believe. Because when I go to the gym and I'm pumping iron, that is like my limit of weight, and I say I can't do this, I can't do this, too tough, I think to myself, no, I can do this because I'm doing this to better myself, and I get a little boost of energy and I'm able to do my sets. Same for studying. I haven't studied today because once again I was held up in the street doing a lot of stuff, but tomorrow I have my Japanese class and I have to study somewhat today, which I'm gonna do probably after this. If I have the time, I still have shit to prepare for tomorrow. Don't hate being in honors. Be honored that you're in honors. Be proud. Other people kind of want to get into honors, but they can't or are unable to. Take pride of your achievements and don't forget that what you have achieved. It's very easy to lose sight of what we have achieved and just take it for granted. And pop that. It doesn't 10 speed, so I didn't get to pop it again. Lonesome stand. Also, I really like the sound effect. Now, completely change the subject. I really like the sound effect of Lord's Blue weapon. It's a very nice sounding weapon. The little sound effects it makes. Is everyone powered up? Yeah, everyone is powered up. They are so fast. Hear the noise. I wouldn't mind being honest if the kids weren't so loud. You have to cut away from your mind these other individuals if you're trying to focus. Once again, be resolute and grip tightly why you were there and what you're doing. The other ones don't matter. I know it's difficult to, especially when everything's being loud, but you focus on this kind of stuff helps a lot. Like, I go to the gym without headphones. I used to go, but I can, I'm there because I'm there to be better, not because the horrible music that they put there that's going to stop me from being better. I think this laser's already broken. Holy shit, this is fucking... I got scammed for this laser. I wanted to play with my cat. Tie it up together here. Ah, there we go. The battery was just loose. There we go. Right, move, Lord Lu. You gotta go, brother. Hongyuan needs you. You gotta save this doggone Chinese temple. It's such a nice, like, vibrating metal sound. It's really pleasing. Alright, we are going to have some... No, we don't need anyone to turn green this turn. That's great. Are you faster? Yes, you are. You're not faster than that one. Hold on, let me go. We have true skill trees coming up, and we have true characters with skill trees. Somehow she is slower than these guys, so let's see. Can you clash? Yes, you can. Can you clash over here? Yes, you can. You are going to use your potent skill tree here to avoid Lord Lu being defeated. And this counter can go by unaccounted. Yeah, and you need to activate your passive anyway, so your Tenju Star, so let's just use it. Flash digging. And combo. I just like them East Kappa Mercer's weapon. You can clearly tell when it doesn't have bullets. Yeah, it's a very nice thing. Again, I want to play with him again because playing with the counting bullets was really fun, especially when having the tumbling with him, tumbling Sinclair, to give him more bullets. That was fun as hell. Oh my. Alright. How about we kill this one, kill that one, and obliterate this guy. And let's leave the guy with a counter alone. I don't mind an extra turn. That is another critique I have. Well, critique time. Just to say I'm not a blind cultist. One of the things I do not like about some of the newest IDs is that they have very distracting, huge effects when they have like their skill tree ready to go. I'm looking at Nurse Father Yiseng and Nurse Father Honglu. When they have their powerful skill tree ready to pop, they are incredibly distracting because of the gigantic particle aura around them. I don't like that. Don't like that. Call me old if you want. I am. We are resistant to counters, so to slash, I mean, so we can attack the counter guys with no problem. They literally just start glowing for no reason. I guess, again, this goes hand in hand with like the hint system they added for bosses, where you can, there's like a big glowing, like this passive is the dangerous one, and look, this attack is a high priority, you should, you know, attack this one, because again, people don't read. And while the game is a little bit verbose at times, especially with kids. Like, we spent half an hour just reading and understanding Lord of Hongyuan. And even so, I can't say I'm fully mastered him, or fully understand how he works, because he has so many moving parts. I can probably tell from the top of my head what he does. I kind of have like an idea here, but I wouldn't say that I'm a master of him. Probably gonna look it up on the following Daily Mirror Dungeon to fully understand how he works. To be honest, due to my hatred for Index East, I refuse to shard it and pray I never luck pulling the ID. Let's not be too hasty. Yeah, it's an ID. You choose to use it or not. For example, yesterday when we were doing the Molar Bolt Works, someone came into the screen and asked, "Oh, why are you using only 2 IDs?" Sure, I could make this Daily Mirror Dungeons like play it with a full team of overpowered IDs every time, and that would be boring as hell. That's why I try to do this whole ID study thing where we try to learn it and run with less sinners, because it makes for a lot of fun, at least for me. So you pretty much choose what IDs you're going to be using, and that's fine. That's fine. You can have Index Nurse Father and not use him. I have him and I don't use him, but then again, you have every single ID. I like to brag about this because I'm quite proud of it. It took a lot of time and a lot of effort, and everyone is up type 4 and almost max level. I am slowly getting every ID to max level 60. Now, do enlighten Moises and Hick about your hatred for Index Yiseng. I will tell you that I dislike him for a completely irrational reason, mostly emotional, is because that he's far too strong and you are able to pull him if you're starting the game. Meaning you just bulldoze through the entire game, through all the bosses, all the previous walls that the game had. Like, I watched someone fight Ricardo with Index Yiseng, and while he did a clever thing of, before Ricardo used my hair coupons, he one-sided clash the Ricardo to stagger him and to to that player's credit, that was very clever. He actually used the one-sided attack correctly, but still, it does, again, this is purely emotional and unrational. I do believe that as you are progressing to the game, you should face walls to better yourself at the game, but this is a gacha game. It would be insane and moronic, really, to limit what IDs a player can use based on their ability to clear the story. If this wasn't a gacha game, this wouldn't be a problem. You would only have access to Index Nurse Father Yiseng if you beat Kanto 9. But this is a gacha game. I can start a new account, get lucky and roll Index Yiseng, and then bulldoze through the story, which is where most of the challenging content is, by spamming ring rate. This is why I don't like Index Yiseng or Honglu Callisto or really all these overpowered IDs that we get from a player that is like playing the story as it's released, and I have everyone. I do like having them because I already played the story before these IDs existed. I did my part, I learned the game system and all that. I understand how the boss works, got my EX clear. But for new players who are learning still the game and going through the story, it creates that problem that I talked about before, the ludonarrative dissonance. And the earliest example of this would be Kanto 1, honestly. Kanto 1, I do believe that we are like, most of us are wounded or dead during the apple fight. Or what's it called? Now, the most egregious ludonarrative dissonance we have is during the Cromer fight. Once you beat Cromer, she does an animation where you are forced you're like forced defeat. Forced losses aren't good in general. You have to be careful how to use them, and the game has a lot of those. But it is told to us that we got all wiped out when she did the acid splash attack. When in my time playing that fight, that wasn't the case, and for many players that also wasn't the case. So despite you winning the fight on gameplay, and then especially egregious in Project Moon's case because a lot of mechanics and lore interweave in the game, you were just told that you lost the fight when you didn't actually lose the fight. You were wiping the floor with the boss because either you were good at the game or you have an overpowered ID like Nurse Father Yiseng, but then you are told that you lost the fight. That doesn't feel good, that doesn't feel nice, it kind of sucks. And it negatively affects the game as well, the story you're trying to tell, because of that ludonarrative dissonance problem. But this could be seen as, oh, you're old, you're a veteran player, oh, you want others to suffer as you did, or you're just like Roland, and something dumb like that. But no. Project Moon, both of the Project Moon's previous games, they were all about trying to overcome the difficulty thrown at you. Sometimes it was a little unfair, sometimes it was not. But this is a gacha game, and all of these problems that I'm talking about stems from the fact that we are playing a gacha game, and as a gacha game, you cannot limit the player for pulling out. Oh my god! We didn't get Joshua, we get Grandma! Anyway, all stands for me a gacha. A gacha, you cannot limit the players from getting IDs by pulling, because again, money is involved in all of this. You can't nerf powerful IDs once they are released, because he learned from that from Mouse. That's the story you already told here a few times. I'm gonna get copyright struck because of this song, but it's okay. I honestly thought we should have fought this form of Grandma a lot more, because it's a cool form. She uses all the Heishou mutations. Compared to the big lady form, I don't think it's as good. How thematic that we get this as a final fight. Tiger. I wish you get the Tiger Heishou, honestly. They look cool as fuck. Grandma gets big. All right. Where is the Fingus? Goal Honglu. I wish he had a unique interaction in here as well. Pop! It's a shame he doesn't have the unique interaction in this, in the Mirror Dungeon. That would be cool to have here as well. If you don't know, Lord of Hongyuan, Honglu, has a unique interaction with this attack in the story that if he simply refuses to get trapped. He simply says, no, I'm not going to do that. I just needed a one. Nice. Such a good song. Big damage. Skip the fight.
한대 패도 되지? 말 안 해도 알아서 잘하구만.
I helped my particularly get through the first Ricardo fight because they were stuck and needed help. That's perfectly fine. That's you know, player interaction. Skip the fight. Ooh, Trio's doing so much damage. One more time. I want Lord Lu to finish this.
말 안 해도 알아서 잘하구만.
He's just aura farming on her.
한대 패도 되지? 말 안 해도 알아서 잘하구만.
Goodbye. Easy peasy, because this thing is overpowered as all hell, and we did get the tier 4 gift very early on. So, let's finish the stream now. Final thoughts? And cancel. So, let's finish up the stream. What do we have to say about the Mao pack? The Heishulings are overpowered. There is no way to say, no two ways about this. They self-buff on their... Most of their conditionals to increase their coin power come from activating their clashable counters, which give them a lot of haste. And as a matter of fact, they don't even need the haste to activate their conditionals. They just need to be faster than the target to gain extremely high coin power. That alone makes it incredibly powerful. So Lord of Hongyuan is extremely powerful, as he should be, because he is a capstone ID. So nothing much more to say. The Mao branch is fast, they deal lots of damage, and Lord of Hongyuan is incredibly powerful. But we all already knew that. In any case, my name is G4 and this has been our daily Limbus Company Mirror Dungeon. If you liked the stream, please recommend it to your friends, and if you did not, please recommend it to your enemies. Now, if you really want to help the channel, please leave a like, a comment, a subscribe, a follow on Twitch, all of that good stuff that pleases the algorithm, because discoverability is kind of shit. And I do want the channel to grow. Tune in tomorrow, where we are going to be looking at another branch, probably the Cox. Yeah, probably the Cox. So, that's it for today. Tune in tomorrow for another Mirror Dungeon. And tune in to Thursday afternoon for the event on the Intervallo for Limbus Company. Tune in probably Friday as well. And if everything goes right, on Sunday, we will be having a Mirror Dungeon Extreme with a full Heishou team. With that said, bye-bye and have a good night. Mwah. Many kisses.